Andrewsaurus. Andrewsarchus is one of the earliest ancestors of modern mammals. From these creatures, both harmless herbivores and aggressive predators have evolved over time. Andrewsarchus represented one of the most dangerous predators that lived about 67 million years ago. Paleontologist Roy Andrews first found the remains of this ancient creature in honor of the discoverer and named the fossil beast. Fossils of Andrewsarchus have been discovered in what is now Mongolia. At first, scientists found only the upper jaw of the animal, and the lower jaw was found later by members of the Russian expedition led by I.A. Efremov. But the full skeleton of the animal has not been found to this day. The bloodthirsty Andrewsarchs fed on brontotherians and swamp rhinos that inhabited the lowland plains. The appearance of the Andrewsarchus was similar to modern wolves and hyenas. In length, these animals reached about 4 meters, and most likely they were as tall as modern elephants. Their rivals were only huge lizards. Watch on and you'll find out what the most dangerous extinct member of the feline species was called. A giant short-faced bear. Just 12,000 years ago, the giant short-faced bear, Arctodus simus, became extinct. It was one of the largest land predatory mammals. Based on skeletal finds, its height at the withers was up to 3 meters, and when erect, the short-faced bear rose to 4.5 meters. According to current calculations by scientists, males weighed an average of 600 kilograms, and the largest of them could reach a weight of over 1,400 kilograms, which is noticeably larger than the heaviest Kodiak or polar bears. Like most modern bears, the short-faced bear had a strong sexual dimorphism in size and strength. Males were significantly larger than females. The closest relatives of this monster now living, oddly enough, are not large grizzlies or huge polar bears at all, but relatively small spectacled bears from South America. In addition to a particularly short muzzle, these bears had many features in their anatomy that made them unique. Of all known bear relatives, the short-faced bear had the most predatory jaws. Its fangs were very massive and pointed in different directions, like those of big cats, tigers, lions, leopards, which, together with very strong jaw muscles, allowed it to kill prey with one strong bite. Camarasaurus. Meet Camarasaurus, a 10-meter-long prehistoric kraken. The relative of modern octopuses, cuttlefish and squid looked very impressive. He was hiding in a shell up to 10 meters long. From under the armor shell protruded tentacles, in the depths of which hid a powerful beak. Shells of insufficiently fast trilobites and crustaceans mollusk grinded to dust. Moreover, primitive animals themselves went into the jaws of Camarasaurus. The prehistoric kraken lay on the bottom and waited for inattentive prey to enter the radius of impact. It is not clear how the titanic mollusk found its victim. It is widely believed that his eyesight was poor. At the same time, modern predatory colleagues Camarasaurus during the hunt rely on the eyes in the first place. Some can distinguish colors, others can accumulate and filter light at depth. And since no one has ever found fossilized eyes of Camarasaurus, the question remains open. Carbonis. It would seem, where would a turtle go to be a top predator? They don't inspire fear at all. And if we say that she has a shell 2 meters in diameter? In front of us is not just a hyperturtle, but 300 kilograms of slow and inexorable force. And most of it is concentrated in its beak, which can bite even thick bones. The slow-moving tortoise didn't have a chance to compete directly with large predators, so they took the standard reptilian route of ambush predation. 60 million years ago, Carbonis held the large fauna of the humid tropics of Colombia in awe. Like modern vulture turtles, it sat in ambush, waiting for prey to swim by. One leap, one bite, and the prey was doomed. In the death trap of turtle jaws were almost all inhabitants of lakes and rivers. Mammals, fish and even crocodiles could not resist the enormous power of the fighting turtle. Only Titanoboa, the largest snake in the history of the planet, was not afraid of these armored killers. Megapiranha. The common piranha is a rather dangerous fish. Its jaw strength is the highest among all vertebrates, but it does not pose any particular threat to humans. If only because it is not the largest and rather timid predator. However, this is if we are facing a small piranha, but when you are facing a fish under 20 meters the horror story becomes a reality. Giant piranha, which lived, fortunately, in the Miocene 10.6 million years ago, was discovered in 1900 in Argentina. They were not described until 2009. In length, Megapiranha, described by the mandibular bone, reached up to 1.2 meters. According to scientists' calculations, the fossil piranha's bite force relative to body weight surpasses all known predatory vertebrates, including fossil tyrannosaurs. This fish developed a bite force from 1240 to 4,749 newtons, that is, it could hold in its jaws victim weighing half a ton. And perhaps not only tear off parts of the flesh, but also grind up bones hard enough. Gigantopithecus. We think that everyone has heard at least once in their lives stories about Bigfoot, a large humanoid creature that moves on two legs but has the appearance of a monkey. By the way, 200,000 years ago, a Bigfoot-like creature roamed the earth. It appeared about 9 million years ago, and became extinct about 100,000 years ago. The habitat of this animal covered the territories of such modern countries as India, China, Thailand and Vietnam. It was called Gigantopithecus not least for its gigantic growth, which could reach 3 and even 4 meters, and weighed about 500 kilograms. Most likely, it is true, they moved on 4 legs, as other similar primates, gorillas, chimpanzees, but some archaeologists believe that, quite possibly, they could walk on 2, like humans. As far as the diet of Gigantopithecines is concerned, not everything is clear either. They definitely ate a plant-based diet. This is confirmed by the structure of their teeth. On the other hand, scientists who studied a whole jaw found in 1956 claim that Gigantopithecus could have been omnivorous. Melvilles Leviathan. Meet Melvilles Leviathan, perhaps the most dangerous of the toothed whales. The aquatic horror was discovered not so long ago, in 2007-2008. Leviathan was a rather close relative of modern sperm whales, but, beyond any doubt, a creature much more dangerous and aggressive than the familiar to us deep-sea squid fighters. The exact size of the sea monster, however, is not yet possible to calculate, because as of 2019, researchers have only an incomplete skull, a few teeth and vertebrae of the animal. When calculating from the proportions of the sperm whale turns out to be about 13 meters, but if you count on other extinct toothed whales, then the length of the Leviathan could reach an impressive 17 meters. Smilodon. Smilodon is a sturdily built predatory pussycat with a height of up to 120 centimeters at the withers and 400 kilograms in weight. By anthropometric characteristics, Smilodon was not much superior to modern big cats. The cat's dimensions are comparable to those of Ussuri tigers. But unlike modern mustached and striped robbers, Smilodons were physically more developed and had prominent fangs up to 30 centimeters long. It is believed that the intimidating size of the fangs was useless. They were fragile and could not be used to inflict serious wounds. However, a number of scientists believe otherwise. In their opinion, the huge fangs were not useless at all. Perhaps the prominent fangs indicate the specialization of Smilodons hunting very large animals. With the help of fangs, predatory cats could inflict very deep wounds, which caused shock and severe blood loss in victims. Smilodon had very well-developed chewing muscles. Therefore, the strength of the bite was such that predators could bite through the skin of such monsters as a giant ground sloth. It is quite possible that the victim of Smilodons were mammoths, mastodons and other large representatives of the trunk group. Cats probably hunted in prides. Therefore, it was not an impossible task for a large group of a dozen predators to catch an adult mammoth. Well, as I promised, the video was interesting. So, subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.